back with Raid Shadow Legends, and this weekend was an exciting weekend of pulling a whole bunch of shards and getting a whole bunch of legendary champions, and I got King Garog. A lot of other content creators out there got King Garog as well, and just like those content creators, I am very disappointed. I mean, look at this guy. He should kill anybody that he swings at. He is the king of the orcs. What does it take to be king of the orcs? I mean, there's a lot of badass orcs out here. You're calling yourself the king, and you've got no leader skill whatsoever. We're going to compare this guy a little bit to Trunda, only because his A1 here is 2 hits and can stun. He's got some big hits. He's got a 5-turn hitter that's supposed to kill stuff, which it doesn't. He's got a passive that is very similar to Trunda as well. Now, this one on Trunda attacks 2 times and has a 60% chance to stun. This guy only gets a 50% chance to stun if the turn meter is equal to or below 50%. It doesn't include this. It just goes from a 35 to a 50 then, where Trunda's got a 60% chance flat with books into her to stun someone. Over here, we got a chance to lower our big, like this is our everything. This is our meat and potatoes. Like this guy doesn't have utility. He's just got kill. That's what he does. This king just kills, but he doesn't. But he does not kill. Over here, we're doing an AoE on a 5-turn cooldown, ignoring 20% defense. And then if they have buffs up, we're going to ignore additional 5%. This is far, like, not enough. And then, yeah, we can lower the cooldown on that if we get crits over here at a percentage. 50% chance to lower the cooldown from each of these hits. Doesn't happen a lot, but we can lower some cooldowns to get this 5-turn down lower. Maybe that's what they're scared of, but you know what? When you come out with a legendary champion, you need to make him good. And what I'm thinking is that they're going to buff this guy. They're going to have to buff this guy. Over here, we get an increased speed and an increased critical damage, which is nice. We like to have that. Nothing wrong with it, but if you're going wave to wave, be careful with the speed. If this carries over from wave to wave, not into arena, but just regular dungeon grinding, and his speed gets too fast, he could go before your people that do the decreased defense, the weaken, all of those in consecutive waves. So just be careful with that. Increased critical damage is always welcome. This here, obviously, it's for arena, right? People revive back. He's going to get a turn meter for each revived enemy. Now, if I was going up against a Duchess and I couldn't kill that Duchess and she revived the whole entire team, I would get an increased attack and an increased critical damage. But it's not giving me this skill off a cooldown. It should just automatically reset this ability so we can use it with an increased attack and an increased critical damage. Because more than likely, it's going to be on cooldown. And I'm going to be trying to get it off cooldown, but that attack for 1 turn is going to fall off. This critical damage for 1 turn is going to fall off, and we're just going to be back at square one, right? Trying to kill that Duchess, which hopefully we'll kill her with that by then, and then we're trying to AoE afterwards. But the damage is laughable. I've got an epic champion with far less gear on a 3-turn cooldown AoE doing almost as much damage as this guy, and he's got 100 times better gear. You're going to see it in just a minute. It's crazy. Let's go over here to Trunda and see what she's all about so we can see the difference really quick. Trunda is, without a doubt, an amazing AoE nuker. We know that. She hits 2 times here. She has the ability to hit 2 times here, and when she does, it's a huge multiplier. It's crazy. But if she doesn't, she gets a chance to stun, a chance to burn, 30% additional damage. We only got 20% additional damage on the king. And then over here, she's got kind of similar, right? Increased resistance, increased speed. Talk about HP burn, a little bit like that. We've got a great AoE here. This hits very hard. And then again, we got the 2 hits, and this has a 60% chance to stun. Just a flat 60%. And she has a leader ability because she's the real queen of the dwarves, where he's the king of I don't know what, but he's got no leader skill like this. He's not leading anybody. Now, if you don't know, when Mountain King first came out, Mountain King needed to be revised. He was revised like the first couple days and then revised a week later. He had 2 revisions within, I think, 2 weeks or less. Because when he came out, he was terrible. And they did something to him. I think his skills right here increased these because they were scared. They were scared he was going to be too strong. And then they jacked up, like the next one, they jacked up his HP. I think out the gate, he came out at like 22,000 HP. And then they made him have 31,000, somewhere around there. And now he is a monster. You know how good Mountain King can be. That's what they need to do with King Garog. Hands down, they've got to do something to make this guy better. All content creators will tell you, we've all put our best gear on him and thrown him into arena, thrown him into dungeon runs. It just doesn't work. Something is wrong. Something is really missing out. Now I'm going to take him out. I'm going to put this Dark Elhain in here. Look at the gear. She has Savage gear just like he has Savage gear. She's at 5,100 attack, 214 critical damage. That's it. 214 and super slow. He's not that slow. He's nowhere near that slow, but still 5,100, 214 critical damage. Now look at this AoE on a 3-turn cooldown. Plus she's got a lot of other abilities in her kit, right? She's a pretty good champion all around, especially if we're going to get frozen. She has some amazing abilities there. Here we go. Okay, yeah, all right, let's go. Now she goes. There it is. 100,000. So we saw a couple 100,000s in there. Now we're going to go play the king and see what he can do. But keep in mind the difference in gear. Now, you remember her gear stats, 5,100. He's got 6,280 and 278. She had 214 critical damage. So I know for a fact, if I put the same gear on her, she would do the same amount of damage, and she's on a 3-turn cooldown. Plus, he's the strong affinity here as well. The king. He did 150, 173, right? Now, keep in mind, he has an additional 60% critical damage over her, and then 1,000 something additional attack. It's huge. Could she do exactly that much? She'll probably get 150, 140,000. I think she will be there right with him. We could put the gear on, but I don't feel like it's necessary. I mean, you can tell the difference. And you can ask any other content creator out there that this guy is not hitting. He just is simply not hitting whatsoever. So then I thought, okay, what could I put him in? Like, what kind of scenario could I at least use him in PvE? And then we'll go over in PvP. Don't worry. We'll try him in PvP, but like, where could I use him in Fire Knight, right? He's got multi-hit, 2 hits on the A1, 4 hits on that A2, AoE to help us clear the waves. We're going to get a guaranteed decreased defense plus an increased attack for a whole entire team. So I'm hoping we can take these 3, clear a wave, reset, clear a wave, and then when we get to the boss, we've got all 5 of them. But it doesn't work that way. He cannot clear waves. Can Trunda clear waves? Hell yeah. She can clear waves. Did it look cool? Did he hit hard? Yeah, but you got to remember, this guy has an increased attack, a decreased defense on, and he's got a really crazy savage gear on him, which I'll show you in just a second because I just realized I haven't even shown you the gear on him. So that's what kind of gear he's got, and he should be... Do I expect every champion out there to drop waves and just beat everything? No, but he's a new champion, and again, you got to remember, these guys are just there for damage. He's got no utility. It's not like Biggin coming in there, and I bet Biggin can do the same amount of damage as he can, right? Okay, it looks like we're going to... Oh, maybe we might not die. Biggin is going to do what? A slow speed, a stun, decrease accuracy, and turn meter reduction. What else does Biggin do? AoEs all around. I mean, if you take Nethril, Nethril does a stun, AoE turn meter reduction, poisons on A1, and they can hit, right? They can hit very, very hard. Hey, we made it without you, King. Thanks. Thanks for all your help, Mr. King there. We could use anybody in his position. Let's go look at his gear really quick. Then we'll jump into Arena, and we'll see what we can do here in Arena. Here is the King. So we've got Savage and critical damage. His total stats are 6,280, 278 critical damage, 214. And here's the other issues with somebody like this. He should have an irresistible stun here. It should be just like Sify, because when you're coming in there trying to do damage, you're not going to have accuracy. What we want and what we need is for this guy to kill people. He's got to come in and just decimate the whole entire team. We cannot be bothered or worried about getting accuracy on a champion like this. So this should definitely be irresistible at a 35% chance or something. And then all we do is focus on damage. I'm sure that's what all the other content creators out there did, is just focus on damage. We've got Helm Smasher down here. We've also got Kill Streak and on and on. Plus, whenever we want to play Gerp Tuck in here, we get a 12% additional damage plus the 22.5% that Gerp Tuck gives us from his passive. You're going to see that in just a minute. I mean, let's go. Let's go check it out. Let's see what this guy is made of in Arena. See if it's worth us playing here. Now, remember, we're fighting against bots that aren't that strong. that aren't strong at all. And we're coming in here with Gerp Tuck. Yeah, we're not doing a decreased defense. I get that. We're not doing anything else. But my Trunda will get double that damage. She will double that damage with the same exact gear because I play this gear on her all the time. My Ithos will do more damage, and he's supposed to be ignoring 20% defense. I mean, what is the play here? Are we supposed to let Sify buff up, and then all of a sudden, hit her back and get an additional 15% decreased defense, and then we're good? Good job, King. Now you can kill everybody. It's not going to work like that. Sify's going to buff up. You're going to hit her, and you're going to feel stupid because it should just say ignore 25% additional defense for each buff on the enemy target, and then they need to increase his multipliers by a lot on this ability. It's really sad. I know we can get it down. I know we can lower the cooldown here. It doesn't happen that often. We can lower it some. It's not like it lowers it right away and we get it to use again. Also with this, like I said, if the whole enemy team revives and he pops back up, this cooldown needs to reset so that he can use this ability right away with the increased attack and increased critical damage. We just need to have this ready to go. If there's a lot of people revived, then okay, this resets the cooldown, and then he's got that increased attack and critical damage. He's ready to hit them all back with an AoE. Would that be too strong? Well, is an AoE revive super strong with Duchess? Yeah. So in this case, this would be a counter to that AoE revive. Nothing wrong with that. But something needs to be done with this guy because he is not putting out. He's not doing what he should be doing at all. Let's go. Let's see what he can do here. Got him. 145, 150, 150. Not bad, but we faced off an HP champion. They're not going to have high defense. Again, these are bots. I mean, look what we're faced off against. I don't want to kill those, or yeah, I can't tell. I can't tell what we're faced off against here that would be any kind of a threat for us really to see, but right away, you can tell from all the other champions, if you've ever played, like if you have gear that you've played with a lot, and you know how that gear works, you've played it on so many champions, you've come into arena hundreds of thousands of times, and you know what kind of damage they do. You will understand what I'm talking about. I know what kind of damage this guy's doing, and I know other champions in the game would do more damage with the same gear and be useful. Because if you got a champion that just doesn't have any other abilities, like that's it. This is his deal. His deal is to look like a menacing, incredible Hulk with these big-ass weapons, World War Hulk, and kill somebody. And when you can't kill somebody, there's nothing. I mean, he's got nothing else. That's it. He's got the stun on the A1, but I mean, come on. That's his whole thing. His whole thing is to kill somebody or be killed, because he's not the Mountain King. He's not going to sit there and take some beating. Maybe he's the stand-in Orc King, and we're just waiting for a better one to come in right now. That's all I've got, guys. Let me know what you think about King Garog. Should he be buffed up? What should they do to him? Give me some ideas about making this guy better. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate your time. Please subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you all on a video soon.